Hello, and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, the strategies, and the insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today, I'm very lucky to be joined by Chris Kelly of Iris Worldwide. How's it going, Chris?
Very well, thank you.
I'm really happy to have you here. And just to start this off, I'd love to understand a little bit more about your background and a little bit more about Iris.
Yeah, sure. So my background, I fell into analytics, as most of us have that are in this role and of my age range. There was not a lot of data going around back in 1996 when I graduated high school. It's something I fell in love with, quite honestly, just on the job as a need to prove out the value of the things that I was working on. And I grew to really love it. And I started to just increase my career in that trajectory. And I ended up at Iris. I love working for Iris Worldwide. We are full of a bunch of very hard charging, really cool and really nice people, which is hard to find. And so, what I do is I lead the team for our organic social strategy and data strategy and any kind of analytics and insights that our clients need in that regard.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And what does Iris do for those who don't understand or who don't know Iris yet?
We are a largely creative agency. So historically very creative strategy, anything for performance data and what we call performance marketing, and what we call performance marketing is more of that owned piece. So very much organic, getting people to talk about your brand, getting people to engage with your brand, very much of that organic brand awareness side, which obviously to me is the most important piece of a brand, to really raise their hand and be brand fans. But what I do is work for what we call the DDP practice, which is the data performance team. And what we do is, I messed that up completely. I got to redo that. Also, this recording thing is in my way. Okay, I got to remove that.
You start with
Data driven
what
performance.
I do.
Let
That'll
me
be
start what I do. Okay, so what Iris does. So I liked what I did. Can I start there where it's like what
yeah.
Iris does? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the team that I'm on with Iris is the DDP team, which is what we call data driven performance. And that's everything that has to do with the data to measure not only what our creative and strategy teams do, but also we are a little bit agency agnostic in the regard where we can report on anything. Any agencies, any data needs, very much driven in the digital marketing space, which is a mess, but also really thrilling and can be quite organized and lovely, which is that's my passion piece of it.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Orange 142 is a performance marketing agency ourselves, so I think we probably match up on a lot of different things, which is awesome. So you lead the DDP team at Iris, focusing on social listening and data strategy. How do you see data transforming creative marketing beyond traditional vanity metrics?
That is such a great question. The vanity metrics are everywhere. I think what our roles are in terms of the data teams that support these kind of efforts is to educate more on what is a vanity metric, first of all. Why, yes, we can watch them and they're important, but what can we do beyond that? And so that is when you really need to understand the varying data sources that you can bring in, watching everything very closely. What is the strategy that we're trying to solve here for? So yes, impressions are wonderful, and we can get this many people to whatever scroll through and pass by your brand post. But unless you're getting engagement, unless you're seeing that bottom line change, unless you're seeing sales or clicks or something changing, some sort of social listening change to increase your brand sentiment, you're really not doing anything. You're just
Yeah.
showing a bunch of people a half second of your post, and that's not really the name of the game. So it's really exciting when we get a client that is very focused on tracking those larger metrics because it's exciting for us. Data teams are very agile, we're very excited, we're very comfortable with the unknown space, the learning space, so to speak. So it's really exciting for us to be that go to and be the educators in that world because anybody can pull impressions, but it's something different to connect those to actual businesses.
Yeah. And I feel like data is such a rabbit hole in that it tells such a beautiful story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you're into
yeah.
that, once you get into it, you're into
Yeah.
it. But it tells this amazing story that you can't, like, you got to read between the lines a little bit and be able to see, right?
That's why we're all called data nerds, which I'm happily, that's fine with me. I'll be a data
Yeah.
nerd all day long because we do nerd out over it, but it is thrilling. Without data, you're nothing. You don't have anything. You just have opinions. I think it's W.
Exactly.
Edwards Deming that said that without
Yeah.
data, you're just another dude with an opinion. That's and there are so many opinions in our space. In the
Yes.
organic social space, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think we like this. I like this. Oftentimes, you'll see one person driving the strategy, so to speak, and it's really just what they want to do. And they're not really going back to, okay, but where was the engagement? What do our fans want? And what are they saying? Pay
Yeah.
attention to those comments. It's a gold mine of information, comments and reviews, and people largely ignore those.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I think that social listening provides a wealth of information, but turning raw data into actionable strategy is key. How do you ensure that the insights you guys gather directly enhance campaign performance?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd like to address the social listening piece first. Social listening is growing in its ability. There are a lot more platforms that are willing to give up their data. It's slowly, steady happening. But this is a space where you have the quiet or the loud few driving what everybody else is thinking is happening. And it's a space that's often misunderstood. Social listening is used for all online listening. It's like the Kleenex of that world. We just call it a Kleenex, but really it's only bringing in very few channels. It's really important to dive into those and use those as a trajectory. I very much encourage people to find the best tools for social listening, those tools that have those AI integrations where you can find conversation clusters where you're looking at, okay, these people are talking about this one topic about your brand, but they're also related to this other topic that maybe you haven't even thought about before. So it's trying to draw those conclusions of really what can you do further to push product development? What can you do further to push, let's say people really, you thought everybody was going to love the camera function in your phone, but really everybody just really likes the new pink one. All right, cool, let's push the pink one. It's those kinds of things where you can think outside the box and not be so prescriptive in what you're looking for and be much more explorational. And that's where you find those really good and golden nuggets of data.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've run a couple social listening campaigns for clients and they're so insightful. The data that comes out of it is just wonderful. And it like you think this thing about your brand and then you employ something like social listening and then you're like, wow, I didn't even know that this is how people perceive what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, organic social is often called the unsung hero of brand marketing. What are the essential elements that make organic social such a vital part of a brand's digital strategy?
Yeah, great question. I love this question because this is like my vigilante world right now. Organic social are the people that are raising their hands saying, I like you enough, rando brand that you are, that I'm going to follow you on social media, which is the connection that we have to the whole world. If they are willing to follow you and to comment, and not even just follow, even just commenting, liking, any kind of engagement with you on social, those are the people that you really want to cater to. And that's where the humanity exists. Organic social, you're not trying to sell anything, you shouldn't be. You're not
Yeah.
trying to sell. You're not trying to bug people constantly. You're trying to just say, hey, we're fun. Come be fun with us. Or, hey, here's this interesting thing that we're trying to teach the world. Let us teach you. Come learn with us. So, this is the space where you have a very focused effort to get down to the basics of human to human interaction. And that's what I love about organic social. It is the funniest, most interesting space. Sometimes it's really scary and sometimes it's pretty hateful. In the hate, you can really turn that around and make something good of it. If you see lately what Duolingo's been doing
Yeah.
with that owl and the one genius woman that is behind that, that is pure genius. And it is easy and simple and fun. And if we can get the slow moving decision makers out of the way and let the organic people do what they do, it can be revolutionary for your brand.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And we're seeing it a little bit more and more, not only in the content that some people are posting or some companies are posting, but also in how they're engaging with the community of people that aren't even following them.
Yeah.
I think it's a big thing on TikTok to speak in the way that TikTok users speak and comment, and you typically see that these are like the most liked comments on under a very viral post if a brand decides to comment. And I think I love what you said about like how somebody following you as a brand, that's so important because they're literally telling you, "Hey, I liked what I saw and I would like to see more of you."
Yeah, yeah. And I think too, the customer service piece, that's the number one place people go to
Yeah,
complain, to reward, to be excited. If you're not understanding and listening and commenting and engaging like that brand response back with your comments that you're getting, you're missing the boat entirely. That's
yeah.
the whole point of organic social is to talk with the people that are talking to you.
So, in an environment overloaded with data, how do you balance detailed analytics with the broader strategic vision to inform both day-to-day decisions and long-term planning?
Yeah, that's the golden question, right? It's like you do have to keep tabs on the day to day. You need to be smart about it. Use tools that have spikes that can alert you of like, hey, this is happening. Oh, so if you get out of the weeds for a minute, you've got something like telling you to get back in. And then it's the balancing that with the high level view, right? It is a balancing act of the weeds and the little and the minutia and the details, and down to the very post level of things. But if you're also watching your overall strategy of how are people thinking about you long term, how is your brand affinity changing? How is that changing the actual sales even? We all know that changes things. The Duolingo, I'll go back to Duolingo because it's fresh on my mind. And they went from 50,000 signups to 16 million or 1.6 million or something. I don't know. There's a one and a six somewhere. It doesn't matter. Google it yourself. But the point is that this is where that growth happens
Yeah.
through realism. People want to be real. The best posts that do anything viral on a brand are those that are real. It's never going to be that polished, fancy look. It's over. It's done. Be real. Be organic.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good point. And a little bit more on that. With the constant changes in social media algorithms and consumer behavior, what proactive steps does your team take to keep your strategies effective and ahead of industry trends?
Yeah, it's a good question. But I'll go back to tools. It's so important to get the right tools in place and to get the right people that can build tools for you if you don't have them. If you can't find a solution and if you don't have those right partners in place, then hire somebody that can get that for you. It's really important for data teams, especially, to understand all of those inner workings of how those platforms interact with each other. How our tech team is the best in the biz. Like it's unbelievable what our tech team can do. And we're really small, but we're mighty. So it's like drawing all of that together, coming up with new and exciting ways to present data, working with people, getting in front of people. And honestly, there's a whole lot of reporting that's happening, and there needs to be much more investigating, much more real time. Let's dig in together. Let's look at something. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go find that. Working with your business leaders. So when we have business leaders or clients that get on the phone with us and they want to dig in those platforms or dig through the data with us, those are the times where I feel like we really make the most leeway, the most progress, because they're looking at these things. We can pull in competitive information. They can respond immediately. Like, we don't care about them. We do care about them. Hey, we didn't know about them.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that I try to encourage within any company, brand, agency, platform itself, anything.
Yeah. Wow. When I hear you speak, I hear a lot of passion for data, which is awesome. This has been so great, Chris. Where can people learn more about you, and where can people learn more about Iris Worldwide?
Yeah, well, go to LinkedIn like we all do. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Iris Worldwide is on LinkedIn, of course. Obviously, the interwebs, we're over there and we're about to kick out some new and fresh and exciting things. Iris is very good at attending all events. We'll be at South by Southwest. That's coming up next month. So there's a lot. Yeah, but yeah, just hit us, any of us up, and we'll get you to the right people. But we'd love to help other agencies, our brand partners, anything, just to talk through other ideas. I feel like there's all of us are dealing with the same kind of problems, and we can all be the solution together.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on. This is great.
Yeah, thank you so much.